There probably isn't any other superhero that's as disrespected and made fun of more than Aquaman. From treating him like he's useless.
Aquaman, help!
Hey, let her go!
Or what?
Or, I don't know, man.
To thinking that it's just a silly and goofy concept for a superhero.
Made him learn the ways of the black arts.
That's right, Seaman.
Sea-Man!
That's what I said, Seaman.
To flat out saying he sucks.
I said this before and I'll say it again. Aquaman sucks.
But what's crazy about all this is that even though Aquaman is made fun of so much, he is still, undeniably, one of the most popular superheroes ever created. There's a popular saying that says any publicity is good publicity. In Aquaman's case, for example, even though whenever he's being talked about, more often than not he's being laughed at and ridiculed, but they are still talking about him. He's still being mentioned. So, despite all of these parodies, giving the character a quote-unquote bad reputation, Aquaman still gained a reputation. With every little joke and parody, he got more and more popular with mainstream audiences, to the point that when he finally got his very own big-budget movie, it made over $1 billion at the box office, in large part because through the years he became such a popular and recognizable character worldwide. That's why personally, even though I'm an Aquaman fan, and I know from reading his comics how cool the character really is, I still kinda like it when Aquaman gets parodied. Some are funny as hell.
Look, Swallow, we should be able to divert the water with that pipe. And so, Seaman and Swallow, get to work.
Even DC themselves worked directly alongside Adult Swim to produce a parody of DC Comics in 2 special Robot Chicken episodes. And DC writers like Jeff Johns even collaborated in writing the script, and yet they still clowned on Aquaman hard in the special, and he was the punching bag for both specials, so even DC writers can't help themselves when it comes to Aquaman. It's just too tempting to make jokes about him. Most of these parodies are pretty funny, but there's only one Aquaman parody that manages to be both funny and also respects him as a character and celebrates him in a way. And I don't know about you, but I love Spongebob, and I've always loved Mermaid Man and the episodes that focused on him. Of course, he's a clear Aquaman parody, and I find it really funny how there's a retired superhero living in Bikini Bottom and no one really cares. It takes an extraordinary concept like a superhero, something that's supposed to be important, and it takes away its importance and just treats him like any other mundane random character. No one cares about Mermaid Man. No one except SpongeBob and Patrick. Even though the show does make fun of Mermaid Man, and by proxy it's making fun of Aquaman by showing him as a senile, incompetent, and goofy old man, but it also revered him as well in a way, because it also celebrates a lot of comic book and superhero tropes instead of portraying them as lame. The jokes in the Mermaid Man episodes simply don't have the same malicious and disrespectful tone that the Aquaman jokes in, say, Family Guy or South Park. In those shows, you could obviously tell that the writers don't really give a shit about Aquaman or comics in general. But with the Mermaid Man episodes, even though they are undeniably making fun of Aquaman, you don't get that same vibe. It's hard to say that the show's writers were completely making fun of superheroes whenever you see SpongeBob get genuinely excited when he sees superhero stuff that he's able to recognize from Mermaid Man's show. Basically, since the protagonist of the show likes Mermaid Man, the audience also likes Mermaid Man, because we see him through SpongeBob's eyes and find him endearing. And personally, I can feel a sense of genuine appreciation for Aquaman and superheroes whenever I see Mermaid Man on the show. Barnacle Boy and Manta Ray are obviously references to Aqualad and Black Manta, but these episodes manage to include a lot of references that touch on DC Comics in general, not only Aquaman. I mean, they have a secret lair just like Batman. They get calls to a special phone whenever there's crime, just like Batman in the 60s show. In fights, whenever they punch someone, there's action onomatopoeias, also like in the Batman 60s show. They have an invisible car, just like how Wonder Woman has an invisible jet, much like how Superman wears underwear on the outside of his suit. Mermaid Man also wears underwear. He literally wears a bra.
It's called the bro.
Or the Manzir.
Yeah, but I prefer the bro.
I like Manzir.
So I think I made my case. I honestly think that Mermaid Man is genuinely one of the best examples of how parody and satire should be done. It managed to both disrespect and also respect Aquaman at the same time. It ridicules while also celebrates all of his quirks and inherent campiness. Personally, I think that the ability to make fun of the things that you like is one of the truest signs of maturity. There's a huge amount of comic book content, movies and TV shows that just sort of feel ashamed of being a part of the comic book genre, but with Aquaman you don't feel that. But one of the reasons I like Aquaman so much is because he's a reminder of not being ashamed of what you like. We always gotta remember that we should never take things so seriously. Sure, a lot of people will always think that Aquaman is lame, but if you truly know the character, you know that's not true, and you shouldn't really have a problem in also laughing at good Aquaman jokes. It's okay to laugh about the things that you like, and recognize that they might be a little silly, and that's okay. As I said, one of the biggest signs of true maturity is being able to laugh at and make fun of yourself. So yeah, being an Aquaman fan kinda teaches you a lot.
I'm tired of playing second banana to a man who wears a bra.
The man's here.